Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Three Crones in the Woo Woo. I am your words witch and dragon slayer crone, Miss Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. To my side, we have our traveling crystal crone, Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. And as always, supporting us from below, we have Miss Damaris Samolinski, our stargazer crone, with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. I wanted to say something about the astrology that you do, and it just didn't fall in place. Sorry. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome to another show. Thanks for coming. Everybody who's watching already, Harry, thank you for coming. Hello. Thanks, everybody, as you come filing in. We got a few more coming in. Let us know where you're at, where you're from, and we love the fact that you're here. Ladies, how was this week? It's been good. Interesting, hasn't it?
For me, I've been on fire. I have been on fire. I am telling you, that full moon, it was like, whoa, baby.
I got stories, let me tell you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and I've been going since. I mean, I put my crystals out for those of you who didn't see the video with them in the rain and the sun and the wind. Let me tell you, oh my God, my house is buzzing. My house is like amazing.
That's awesome.
I'm loving it. I am loving it. And I've been putting the crystals, I've been asking them. I've been saying, okay, where are you going to serve me best? What position in the house? Because I set some pretty, I don't want to say lofty intentions. That's the wrong word, but I set some pretty focused intention. My intention with everything with this super full moon has, going forward, because my time is crunching for us leaving the Navy, transitioning out into the world of civilianness. So the crystals are going to help us, or at least me.
Yes, absolutely. Ooh, Pilar, hello, Pilar. How are you?
Oh my gosh, Pilar, we haven't seen you in forever.
I know, right? Forever.
Welcome, Pilar. So good to see you. So good to see you. Oh, phenomenal. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this full moon. All right. I have never seen manifestations work so fast in my entire life. Ever. Okay? Ever. So this was my manifestation that I charged my water with, that I banished with my bay leaf, right? And it was removed from my life. Any relationships with undervalue me, don't appreciate me, or who see me as less than the incredible person I truly am. And that was 8/30/23 full moon in Pisces.
Yes.
By 9/1, the Woodford General Store and I went separate ways.
No way.
2 days, 48 hours before the full moon was even over, and before the white candle burned out completely, we had separated and going our separate ways.
Wow.
That, yeah. Bigger things. It opens up space for bigger.
And the strangest thing is, and it's not the strangest thing, that's just a phrase that we use. It's not the strangest thing. It's not even terribly strange when we're talking about moon manifestation work. It should be normal. It should be expectable. It's not strange at all, right?
No.
That all of these things have started realigning themselves. Like I'm getting all of these side hustle kind of TikTok videos. and I'm getting the stuff for my photography. All of a sudden, instead of just canvas prints, I'm getting these advertisement for glass prints and metallic prints that with my particular kind of photography just would make that pop, and I picked up an extra shift on Labor Day morning yesterday. So I'm talking to my boss at the restaurant, and he's got 5 or 6 different artists that are displaying their art around the thing. And so I showed him some of my photography. He's like, yeah, get some prints out, bring them in. We'll put them up. We'll put them up for sale. So I'm getting invitations to sell my creativity in more areas. That's and wonderful. Stuff opening up as soon as this energy moved out. And yeah. I'm so excited about what's coming next. My intention. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you're glowing. You're glowing. It's like you are like radiating, girl.
And don't get me wrong, I'm very, very grateful for what that job provided for me, especially including the access point to the apartment that I live in now. It's beautiful, right? So I mean, very, very grateful for all the way along what that relationship did provide for me. But it did, it did get to a point where it was like, I'm done here. How am I going to be done here? And that's the way that it all showed up. Beautiful. I'm so very, very grateful. And so very excited about what's moving forward, because my intention is to take on things that I can do literally from anywhere. I still have the restaurant thing for the weekend mornings. They have been excellent with me going, all right, I'm going to look at the schedule, see how many more hours I can offer you in the meantime till you stabilize, and things that I can literally work from a computer from anywhere, a true remote job, not once a week, but a true remote or freelancing type of position. Yeah. So if I need to go babysit my grandson in Michigan for a week, I can work from there.
That's right. Yeah. It's the best. It really is the best.
Right? Absolutely. So I appreciate your kind thoughts, juju, and prayers, and everybody out there watching. I appreciate your support as well. I can't wait to see what universe shows up with here, because I know it's not going to be just one thing. It's going to be a lot of little adventures, and I am so here for that. Awesome. All right. How about you, Damaris? What's going on with your life?
I'm doing better. The summer has been a little weird for me. A little weird. My dog wasn't well. She's doing a little better. A lot of prayers and Reiki healing. I mean, I took her to the vet and everything, but it just made me want to spend as much time with her, because she's 12, and I don't know, when she's gonna go to spirit. So, but it's just been a little weird, for me this whole summer. The energies have been crazy energies. But I'm settling. Yeah. I'm grounding. Well, I'm grounding,
Excellent. And you have a birthday coming up.
There you go. Okay, well.
Yes, on the 15th.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
There's a lot going on this month. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is the beginning of our birthday season for the 3 Crones.
Yeah, because you guys are towards the end, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm October.
So we're all in a line.
Yeah, we are aligned. I don't know if we could have planned it better. And I'm the 29th of October.
No, 29th of October.
Gayle, you're going in and out.
I'm sorry. Is that any better?
No, we didn't hear what you said.
Oh, just those are the 3 horoscopes that I track every morning for myself, because I'm on a Virgo Libra cusp, and then I've got a Scorpio rising and a Scorpio moon. So all 3 of those horoscopes every day.
Mercury retrograde.
Gotta love it.
Have some impact on my life. Virgo tends to be my all right, there.
I hate that. You're freezing up, so we get little bits and pieces of what you're saying.
Until,
and Mercury is in full swing. Mercury retrograde.
Usually it's me.
Yeah.
I am so thankful.
Yeah, it is.
Usually it is you.
Thank you, Mercury.
It's all good. I'm glad it's not me. However, it could get exciting since she runs everything.
Yes. Yeah, Gayle runs the back,
That runs the back office.
The back office.
As it were. So no,
Yeah.
This will be good. We'll let her have a moment while she's dealing with Mercury. But yeah, having the three of us, and like she said, she's a cusp for Virgo, Libra, and then of course she has Scorpio, both with rising and with her
I
moon.
see Gayle more as a Scorpio because she has, those two, the rising and the moon.
And the moon, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Where's the Scorpio energy?
Where I am the Scorpio. But I have a Libra moon and a Virgo rising. So it's very interesting if you really think about it. For me, it's like I have both of you in my chart as well.
Yeah. It's weird, right? Well, it's not. It's not weird.
It's woo.
Yes, it's woo.
It's the woo has come to visit.
It's the woo, yes, definitely.
So we're good. I think that Gayle has frozen, at least with a smile.
Yes, that's pretty good. She's got a smile going.
That's really good. So I'm glad that everything is going well for your dog is getting a little better. At least you're feeling at ease with that aspect.
She's been through a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I know we haven't been doing my funny question or my interesting question, and I don't know if Gayle is with us, but I have a question that I'm dying to ask
Get a
us.
piece of paper. Go ahead.
All right. Oh, she's left. That's fine.
Yes,
So, and I want those who are watching, I know we have a couple who are watching. So Gayle and not Gayle, Polara and Hair Bear, if you're the two that are watching, other than me, Gayle, I'm asking a question. So here's the question.
Okay.
You're in a library and you're asked to leave. Why?
Too loud, talking too much, not respecting other people's, peace.
Okay. Gayle, why would you be asked to leave?
Reading over other people's shoulders.
Really?
What do you got? What are you looking at?
Reading over other people's shoulders.
Yeah, right in your ear. I used to roast my kids out so bad by doing. I'd go right up to their ear, be like, and it's all hot and moist and just like, get away from me. Yeah, I used to love it. Or if they were being bad, I'd flick them on the forehead. What? What
about Krista?
I'm a horrible mother.
Okay, so most likely if I was kicked out of a library, seriously, it'd be because I was either talking or laughing too loud.
Yeah, that would be
because I have a tendency to, just share the joy with everyone.
There you go.
So yeah.
Reading romance novels going, yeah,
I should be very vocal. So Kevin, it's funny. We're on the cruise, right? And I'm using my tablet, and I downloaded a bunch of books, and I actually joined the Kindle membership because I knew I was reading easy books. So I have different genres that I read, and in those genres, some of them I read digitally, some I have to read in paperback. But so I only did the genre, which is pretty easy reads for me. And I was like blowing through these books. I'm blowing through books. So, but it's really entertaining because I would just bust out laughing. Or I'd be like, oh, I get very vocal. I'm reading a book and I'd be like, oh, it's like,
Or building a fort.
oh, I love that. I love that. Would it be pillows? Would you have pillows and blankets? I would like that in a library. Libraries, I don't think, I shouldn't say that. College libraries were pretty serious. I don't find, like our local library that I do presentations in, and stuff, they want you to be respectful. However, you don't have to be quiet. You know what I mean? Silent. You don't have to be silent.
My laugh would have me kicked out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure I would be. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Or I'd read something and it'd surprise me. I'd be like, no way.
Yep. I believe it. That was a good question. You got another one?
Oh, let me think. Let me think.
Harry's fort would be made out of books.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that would cause him to get kicked out.
Oh, yeah. If I were the librarian, I'd be like, you better put every single one of those back where they go.
Yeah. Yeah, and make sure it's part of the Dewey Decimal System.
That's right. Right.
Okay, I have another question for you guys because I know how much you guys have missed me asking you strange questions. All right. So if you could be a mystical animal or an animal of any sort, but it could be no bigger than a mouse, what would you be?
Wow.
Are you saying I could be an elk, but it would be an elk that's no bigger than a mouse? Or does it have to be a creature that is no bigger than a mouse?
Yep, you can make it an elephant that's the size of a mouse.
Oh.
You can make it a giraffe the size of a mouse. Or you could make it a mystical animal, where a hippogriff the size of a mouse. It has to be
would a turtle do?
The size of a mouse, it would do. But I want to know why.
Well, turtles are connected to Mother Earth, and the shell on the turtle has these geometric symbols that are in alignment with the earth. So yeah, definitely.
I like that. Do you have a turtle tattoo by any chance?
I don't, but I have little turtles outside in my garden. And yeah. They have different geometry on the shell. The sacred geometry of the shell. Yeah.
It is. I love the geometry of the shell. Yeah, no, I was just asking. Several people I know who like turtles, and who all have turtle tattoos. So I thought I'd ask.
I like the turtles. And in Native American culture, they're a symbol for Mother Earth.
Excellent. Gayle, what would you be? Or not be, what would you want for your mouse-sized pet?
My mouse-sized creature, I would want a unicorn.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
What color would your unicorn be?
Rainbow. The unicorn itself would be white, but the mane would be rainbow.
I like that.
Golden horn.
Oh,
yep.
What's yours?
Mouse size, they could carry it through crowds and shank people with his horn.
I don't think that's what the unicorn does.
No,
come on.
No, that isn't what unicorn energy does, though.
Oh, yes, a coquille.
What's a coquille?
It's like a little frog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she says it lives in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they have a lot of them there.
Ah, a little frog.
It's a lizard. It's like a lizard. It's like a lizard more than a frog.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
But the Woodford General School, these little bitty frogs, literally, that were like that big. And you'd be taking the boxes out and they'd just be, jumping through the grass. And you're like, I don't want to step on anything.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that would be hard. Oh, a mouse-sized
I
dragon.
knew
Oh, I
Harry
like
was going to
that.
say a dragon.
Yeah, I was like, I bet Harry would say a dragon.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
Harry, tell us about your dragon. I want to know about your dragon. All right, so you asked me, what would I be? That's a really curious question for me because part of me would love to say I would love a unicorn, but I think that ultimately I would want one of and I forget what it's called. It's a combination of a unicorn and a Pegasus.
Okay.
It doesn't exist even in mythology, only in artwork from Lisa Frank.
Okay, so then that's fine. That's what I want.
It's always been a pet peeve of mine.
I don't care. I created. So here's what's really funny. When I was like in 8th grade, for what small amount I did 8th grade in the United States, I took this printing class, and where back in the day where we had to make silk screens to print, and I printed a license plate. I think I still have it upstairs in my memory box, and on it was a flying unicorn, and
Nice.
that's what I'd want. That I designed it and I made it. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
So it is what it is, right?
Couple follow-up things from Ada. She said that frog sings beautifully.
Oh, beautiful.
And they say if you see one, you'll have good luck all day.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Awesome.
And then follow-up from Harry. I love this one.
An ice dragon so he can keep my drinks cold. Okay, I like where you're going with that there, Hair Bear.
Okay, so if Damaris says, what did she say?
Turtle.
A turtle.
No. Sorry, wrong person. I didn't mean to say Damaris. I meant to say the girl from Game of Thrones.
Oh, which girl?
Oh, the queen.
Daenerys.
Yes. Daenerys. That's it. Daenerys. So if she says, what does she say? It's not for Czar. She says a specific word that means fire in her language, right? For the dragon to do its thing. So if it was ice dragon, what would be the word that you would say for him to spit ice cubes out of his mouth? What would that word be?
Maybe not cubes. I couldn't see a dragon, forming cubes to spit out. I'm just saying.
Well, it's Harry's dragon, so he's special.
You're right, it is Harry's dragon. It's this little pet dragon the size of a mouse.
Yep. He's got crushed ice cubes, just like Sonic.
There you go. You can have that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. The avenues we pursue.
That was so much fun, Krista. Thank you for that. Time to get down to today's business. All righty?
All right. All right.
I'm glad I don't have these set up to do by themselves.
I was going to say, I guess we're going a little bit backwards today.
That's okay.
Thank you,
all of these planets in retrograde, right? We might as well go backwards ourselves, even though they're not really going backwards. They're just stationary.
Yeah.
So September, Virgo season, right? Oh, wow. So this month is really about intense and personal focus on the self. We have to focus on the self, on our bodies, being grounded, connecting to Mother Earth, getting rid whatever doesn't support us. Also balancing our emotions and clearing whatever emotions are off balance, or whatever, we have to work through and heal. This is really about physical healing more than anything else, because there's 5 planets that are in the earth signs in retrograde. The other two are not in earth signs, which is Saturn and Neptune. They're in Pisces, which is water sign. But the rest are, and Chiron is in retrograde, but it's in Aries. So the rest are all in the earth signs, which has to do with the physical body, being grounded, finding where we belong. And sometimes it's not a place, sometimes it's within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So like, where do I belong? Sometimes a tribe, a spiritual tribe of friends or people, a group. Sometimes it's a place, a location. Sometimes it's not. It's about also strengthening our body with foods, exercise, sleep, and rest. It's about reevaluating where we're going, within the next course of our lives. So it's about, figuring out where we belong, strengthening our body, listening to the body's messages, because the body is giving us a lot of messages and we have to listen to the body. A lot of people don't listen to the body, but the body is always telling you wherever you have pain is supposed to be a teacher. It's supposed to be teaching you something wherever the pain is. So if we listen to that, we get a lot of information. I had a client yesterday and he has like diabetes. Diabetes is associated with not having any sweetness in your life. And so you overcompensate. Well, I couldn't say that word. Tongue twister.
Say it 3 times fast.
Overcompensate. I got it.
There you go.
Eating a lot of sweets and, we gain weight is a protective mechanism also to protect ourselves. But diabetes is associated with not having sweetness or not seeing the sweetness in your life. And when we don't see the sweetness in our lives, then we don't have motivation. We're not inspired. We're not going for what we want in life. So it's about reevaluating all of these things that create illness in the physical body, which is associated with the emotions and the thought patterns that we have. I'm just going to go down the list of the things that are happening in September, because this is, the beginning. This is the first week that we've had, the show in September. So Mercury is in retrograde in Virgo until the 15th. The sun is in Virgo, obviously, until the 22nd, and then it goes into Libra. Libra, we have on the 23rd, which I'll just skip around. We have the equinox on the 23rd. What were you going to say?
I love it. I am very, yes.
Yes.
I'm excited. I love. Oh, hey, Reggie. I'm really excited about equinox. Go ahead.
We have Venus going direct as of the 3rd. Venus in retrograde. Was in retrograde since July 23rd. So it was like 7 weeks of retrograde in Venus. Venus is all about finding your inner power, finding and identifying habits or patterns that are of self-sabotaging. So I don't know if anybody has identified within themselves any patterns where they self-sabotage. Not believing in ourselves, I think is, self-sabotaging, really.
Really, it is.
Right. Jupiter, Venus went direct on the 3rd. Jupiter went retrograde on the 3rd. So Jupiter retrograde is about finding and expanding our consciousness, finding where we can have personal self-development and growing personally, and also finding a support system, whether it's family or friends, whatever it is. So it's going to be retrograde until December 31st. Then you have Uranus in Taurus. Jupiter's in Taurus as well. Uranus in Taurus is in retrograde until January 26, 2024. And Uranus is all about sudden unexpected changes. It deals with the internet. It deals with artificial intelligence, with ETs, all of that, because it's from the future. So we might see a lot of sightings. We might see internet disruptions and stuff like that. Artificial intelligence, which I don't know if it's good. I mean, it's whatever we perceive as being good or bad. But I mean, sometimes I think it's not so good myself. So what else? Oh, we have
The thing to remember, I think, about artificial intelligence is that it has no creative aspect. It doesn't create anything. You know,
yeah,
you can ask Chat GPT to write you an essay on whatever, but it's going to draw from things that have already been created. It doesn't create anything new. You know, they've done tests
exactly.
where they've asked it to create a script or a book, and it's all essentially compiled from known tropes. There's nothing new created. So
Yes.
you need a human for creativity.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying, it's, Uranus is all about new technology and, bringing a lot of different things into, like medicine and, the way we do surgery and, even everything that has to do with like, surgeries and medicine and the way we do things, it's going to be for the better. But at the same time, there's things also that are not so good. You know what I mean? So I guess you just have to, take what's good and leave the rest. You know what I mean? Because we do want more advanced technologies in like surgeries and the way they do things, right? So which is better for us, right?
I would like the medical industry to focus on trauma care that they're best at, actually. Get the fuck out of healing.
What if, right? What if they, in the future, they will be, all gone. You know what I mean? There's a lot of technologies and there's things that, we can't even fathom that is going to come into being, right? Maybe not now, maybe years from now, but it will be a lot different than it is right now. It will be a lot different, I don't know, but we'll see. Hopefully we're around to see it, right? Because it may take, years to see the development of all of that stuff. But I want to be around to see it, But okay, so we have a new moon in Virgo on the 14th. We also have a full moon on the 29th of September in Aries. So we have that going on. What else did it? Oh, we have the 7 planets in retrograde. We have Chiron also in retrograde. And it's in Aries, and Chiron will be in Aries till 2027, which is all about being self-reliant, independent, assertive, stepping into that warrior energy, maybe not so in a bad way, but in a good way, right? Where we stand up for ourselves, where we, have to, whatever we have to fight for, that's, I always say freedom, we fight for it. You know what I mean? And all of that, energy of the Chiron is to heal those aspects of ourselves that may not be confident, may not be, independent or self-reliant, or may think that, we have to rely on someone else. We do and we don't. We have to stand in that power, and then stand in that power with other people that are in their power as well, if that makes any sense. But if we're all warriors, and you were talking about Games of Thrones, right, before, those that are not self-confident or afraid to fight will die, pretty much. They will get killed in that process, right? So it's about, standing in our power, and we all have that ability to do so. Being, like I said, interdependent, not codependent. I've said that before in a previous one, where interdependent is like we need each other to do the show, but I have to stand on my own with what I'm doing, right? I can't rely on you guys. Same thing with Gayle. She can't rely on Krista and I to do her word magic. And, Krista can't rely on us really to do her crystal work, right? And so, we can add to it, but she can't rely on us. Otherwise, then what's the point, right?
What's the point of having 3 crows? It'd be the Gayle show, the Krista show, or the Damaris show, right?
Yes.
Right?
So we're interdependent, we rely on each other, but we stand on our own, right? For what we're doing on the show, right? So the number 3, I think today's a 3, right? The 3 is all about, and I always think of the Holy Trinity. I think of, body, mind, spirit, since we're talking about, taking care of ourselves. So the Trinity would be my body, mind, spirit, or spirit, life, energy. When we think about our energy, are we leaking our energy? Is it leaking? Is it dissipating, right? Is that the right word? Right?
I don't know.
Well, it's leaking. Are we getting are we allowing ourselves to be depleted by others? Call them energy vampires, I guess, right? Are we giving our energies away, energies that we're gonna need, right? Coming, in the coming months. I mean, all of these energies, we also are going to have eclipses coming in October, but we're not talking about that yet. But there's a lot of things coming that we need to stay grounded. We need to find our, spiritual tribe, and we need to be confident, and we need to be strong, and we need to identify where, we have weaknesses, and then work on those weaknesses and strengthening them, or asking for help. We can ask for help.
Is that a function of the number 3?
No, but it's all what I was saying before: spirit, life, and energy. So it's all about the energy, right? If we're depleted, if we're giving our energy away, if we're not strong within that energy, if we're not grounded, then we're not gonna have the strength to sort of like face all the planetary alignments and everything that's coming between now and the end of the year. So it's all connected, I feel. Because of that energy, right? We don't want to defeat ourselves. And that's why we also have to get rid of whatever is not serving, whatever is not supportive, whatever is not, taking us to the next level of our expansion. So, I think it's all connected.
Yeah. And isn't 3 also about communication?
It is. And it's also a mediator, right? 3 is a mediator, like the referee, right? I see it as a medium, right? It could be, where we're the medium between spirit and a message, giving a message to someone, right? We become that medium for that message.
Yeah.
So 3 is a powerful number. I mean, we do everything in 3s, right?
We do.
3
we
times.
do. And actually, it's funny that you said 3 is a powerful number. I don't know if you guys remember Schoolhouse Rock, but that they talk about 3 is a powerful number. It's in the song. Sorry.
Yeah. You're talking about also like the Trinity. You could say Father, Mother, Child, right? So, when we think about in a spiritual sense, Father God, Mother Earth, and then we are its child, right? Each of us. Right?
Yeah.
And this is a time to connect to Mother Earth and to help Mother Earth in its healing and to send light to Mother Earth. There's a lot of darkness on this planet.
All right, let's move it along.
And for those of you who don't know what to do with your stickers, just a minor suggestion.
Nice. Awesome.
All righty, guys. It is an awesome crystal. It's Azurite for the week. And so I'm kind of jonesing, like I've already told you guys. I am literally like buzzing on a crystal high. And it's awesome. I wish it were Azurite. I do not own just Azurite. I have Malachite. I have Chrysocolla. I have K2. All of those have Azurite in it. So Azurite it is here to help us connect to our manifestations, to our higher self, our higher consciousness, to our inner vision. I love that piece. I love that piece of Azurite. Oh, it's gorgeous. But it does it with calm. It does it with peace. Oh, that's stunning. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Okay, I need to stay. No distracting. I am not seeing the crystal that Gayle is holding.
One of people that understand it, Booty.
I get it. So no. But it helps, like I said, it brings all of this stuff using confidence, but through a calm way. You know, I think in all the kerfuffling is the word I'm going to use that we're seeing and sensing that's going on right now, because Pluto has gone back into Capricorn.
Capricorn in retrograde.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Until January 22nd, 2024.
Okay, Krista's learning. See, I can be taught. All right. So because of all the kerfuffling that we're seeing, and so I watch the news, but I watch the news with a filter. I don't like sit there and become, obsessed with what the news is saying, but I also watch news, from like 4 different sources. So I'm not watching just 1 or 2 different things. We watch it from many different angles and points of view. But one of the things I am seeing is there's all this fear mongering. Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch it.
It sells, you know what? It sells the commercial space. I understand that aspect of it. So, but the thing that I'm noticing in that fear mongering, if you will, is a breakdown. And the fact that it's Azurite for me this week, again, it's been like all, with all the stones, but Azurite with it being right now where we are in Virgo with Mercury in retrograde, and all the 7 planets that are in retrograde, and we're approaching into what we call the thinning or the veil thinning, connecting with our own intuition, our own, if you will, psychic ability, and we all have it.
Yeah.
We call it, the flutter, or you'll call it, that feeling you get in your gut, or
even the goosebumps, right?
Goosebumps. It appears in many different ways for all of us. We just don't realize that there actually is a term. And if we do realize it's a term, we might not want to identify with the term because of other things, other connotations that it may lead to. But really and truly, in a nutshell, it's our own psychic ability. We all have additional senses to the 5 that we're taught.
The inner guru.
Exactly. I like that. The inner guru. So having that Azurite, coming forth and helping us to manifest, to help us connect within, is an awesome and amazing thing. It is considered a heavenly stone because the vibe, it takes you from 0 to 60. All right, mates? No shit. It's going to take you from 0 to 60. You're going to feel like that you're like up there in heaven. But here's the thing. It's all good. I love it. I love being up there. It's a great place to be. However, guess what? We're here to have an earthly experience. We are here to have an earthly experience. So it's okay. So Krista's going to help you. I happen to have a piece right here. Grab yourself, if you're working with that, some tourmaline, because the tourmaline is earthy. It's going to ground you. And when you're up there in your head space, which is really out here, people, it's not here.
Yeah.
When you're up there, it's going to help you stay connected. It's going to help you weed out what other people like me. Remember, I am only your friend. Take what I say, what resonates, run with it. What doesn't, leave it on the table. But then also do your own research with yourself to see how this vibes, right? This is going to help you. The black tourmaline, when you're working with those higher level stones, because it's going to keep you grounded in yourself. All right. Do you ladies have anything? It is needed. Do you, either of you have anything to add to the Azurite?
It's just beautiful, but you know, I'm glad you brought in the grounding stone, because we need to, you know, bring whatever is up down.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's good to be up there, but we're here having an earthly experience. So it's really good for us to be here. Now, if you're going to work with the stone, here's something I highly recommend. Get a journal, get a notebook. I don't care what, it can be fancy, it can be simple, and write down what it is you're experiencing, you know, for minimum 1 week, any stone that you start working with, because what you're going to find in the end is really what that stone is saying to you, what that stone is communicating to you, because it's not going to talk to you like, hey, how you doing there, Damaris? Hi, Gayle. Doesn't talk like that. As much as I would love people, you know, my kids are always joking. Yes, my mom talks to rocks and they talk back to her. I'm like, you make it sound like we're having a conversation.
It makes you sound crazy, right?
It does. I'm like, okay, well, you know, hell, whatever, right? Roll with it. Yeah, no, but it shows up, the information and what it's trying to tell you shows up in all kinds of subtle ways. It's through journaling and through just an observation that you actually start seeing and feeling and sometimes tasting what that message is for you.
Or smelling.
Or smelling. Yes, I forgot smelling. So I'm all set with what I have to say, y'all.
Awesome.
Well, tell us a little about Patreon.
All righty. So I'll tell you about Patreon. We have our Patreon membership. We have 2 levels, citrine level, which is a really great level and we love and appreciate. And then we have the higher level, which is amethyst level. And that's when you get to spend an extra hour, well, twice a month with the 3 of us. And you get to join us on screen with Moon and Woo. We'd love it if you would join our little Coven of Joy that we have on Patreon. And you can find out more just by going to Patreon and looking up 3 Crones in the Woo. There you go.
Thanks, Krista. All righty. Hello, everybody. Gliding with guidance. You know, this past week with the full moon and what we've been doing over the last few weeks of going in and really taking a look at what is not working for you, the way that it used to work for you. So now it's time to go, right? Even the fruit in the refrigerator is only good for a limited time, and then it's got to go. Okay. So at any rate, when you're doing that work that we've been asking you to do over the last few weeks, you're going within and you're looking at the situations in your life. And sometimes this doesn't necessarily always happen in meditation, right?
Yeah, no.
Sometimes it happens in real life interaction. Yeah. Okay. And you have to make that conscious choice to respond differently than react, right? Like reacting would just have you shooting from the hip in a programmed response. But we've been asking you to take a second, take a deep breath, look at that situation and identify what it is that needs to go. Right now, my experience over this past week it wasn't about I don't think I should be here anymore, right? It was about a dozen tiny little ways that I was left feeling unappreciated. It was about a dozen tiny little ways that I felt undervalued. It was, and how those experiences showed up were in interpersonal relationship, right? In conversation, right? They don't appear in a dream. Oh, wow, yeah, I'm just selling out all over the place. No, that's not how it happens, right? You actually have the experience and you have a chance to, take a look. And then becomes the hard part. Then what do you do about it? Because it's not always about the nuclear option, all right? It's not about having a conversation where you're yelling at this other person saying, you're treating me like shit, right? Which, just so everybody knows, that's not how things went down, right? Like, he never treated me like shit, right? So it's not about having a conversation where I think you need to change how you behave towards me, right? That's not what this process is about. This process is about you looking at yourself in the mirror and going, you need to stop allowing this shit to happen in your life. You need to stop tolerating this kind of treatment in your life. This is self-perpetuating self-sabotage, and it must end. Back to what Venus talking about these retrograde. That's why they're what they're showing you, right? Is where you need to stand up and go, look, we've been over this ground many times. Hello, retrograde. Literally, we've been over this ground before. Let's do something different this time. All right. Yeah. And then we bring the Azurite in, like Krista was talking about. It's a very heady stone. It's way up here. Okay. I'm reading for people. I have my Azurite and I have my selenite. Okay. And literally, you have to, not literally, that's not true, but figuratively, you need to tie a fucking string to my toe. Gone. Yeah.
Well, let's make sure it's red.
A little umbrella. Yeah. So in order to actually have this conversation, right?
Yeah.
Have this conversation of the intuition getting through the headspace, right? And you notice this is not just blue, right? Beautiful. This is indigo. This is the real crown chakra.
In here.
Third eye, right here. This is this.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
And this. So it really is about listening to what there is that the universe is saying and then creating in voice what the next steps will be. All right. But like Krista said, it's really, really helpful to have those pieces of tourmaline to keep you grounded when you're actually doing the work, doing the listening, transforming it into a more powerful state of being. This is one of the reasons why I really, really love this piece. When I bought it, I thought there was tourmaline in it. Right?
So pretty.
Yeah. And I don't think there actually is, but I thought, oh my gosh, it's just kind of all in one. But tourmaline doesn't show up just anywhere. But at any rate, yeah, that's a great, great thing from Krista this morning is how to balance yourself out, because you will float right away, right? And it's so easy to do. Oh, and by the way, if you stick this little bad boy under your pillow at night, you will have some of the most amazing prophetic dreams. Yeah.
You're going to take wings.
Some factored for capture, whether it's a tape recorder, whether it's, your voice recorder on your phone, whether it's a journal, notebook, to capture what comes out of those dreams, because these will be very powerful and direct messages. And it won't take a whole lot of interpretation to figure it out, but you will need to be able to remember it in the morning. Okay. Yeah. Definitely have something there to capture. All righty. Go ahead, Krista.
I was going to say, and since you brought up the lucid dreaming, it is also a crystal that helps you do astro traveling. For those who may want to pursue astro traveling, yes, it is an amazing stone for that.
Awesome. Now get this. Today's card of the day. The Emperor. Now,
Okay.
how does this all fit in? It seems weird, doesn't it? But it does, because the Emperor in tarot is much like Saturn in astrology. He is the rule maker, the regimenter, the one that sets up the process by which things have to be done, right? Welcome back, Damaris.
Sorry.
No worries. So the Emperor is the card of today.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is about the rule structure for going forward, right? Now we've got all of these planets in retrograde, and we're doing our best to listen to what the universe has to say about what needs to go and what needs to be next in our life, okay? So the Emperor comes in much like I was saying in Saturn in astrology, that these are the rules, these are the regulations, and this is how it's going to work going forward. Now is the time for you to set up your structure for living that's going to give you the life that you say that you want in your goals, right? Yeah. So don't shirk on, you know what? If I'm going to do this remote work from home, right? Then I need to take a look at Tuesdays are my days for the podcast, right? And then any afternoon errands and household chores, okay? But Wednesday, when I would have been working that other job, now becomes my job to explore and get involved with all of these websites that are out there available for different freelance type work. I can do voiceover, I can do copy editing, I can do all of these different things. So that Emperor card is telling me now is the time to set up your schedule. On Wednesday morning from 9 to noon, you're going to do what? You have to take a break for lunch, because breaks are valid when you work from home. Don't short yourself on your self-care, right? Yes. But from 1 to 3, you know, what am I going to do? Am I going to reach out to human beings that I know in the area and say, hey, have you heard of any, like this kind of thing, right? So that everything falls into place on the steps that need to be taken so that the new world you're creating gets formed inside of what it is that your goals are. Okay. Mm-hmm. So all of that is very, very important. And the timing is showing up for all of this stuff to fall into place. We're coming up to the end of the year, right? Mm-hmm. We've got solstice coming up in 2 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks. Okay. And then we've got equinox in December. All right. That's it. That's it. We've got 4 months left of this year. Less than that now. Okay. Now is the time. And why I'm saying this year is because what we're looking at is the goal date of January 2024, when we fully step into, you know, Pluto has done its thing, and we are all planets go in the age of Aquarius. Yes. Right? That's the deadlock. That's when the new reality will be here. And it's not going to be, you know, Jesus surfing in on a cigar-shaped freaking UFO. It's not going to be like that. You're going to look fresh. I just had that visual. That was a funny visual. I am going to hell, and I'm bringing marshmallows. Fuck 'em.
Hey, honey, you have to first believe in hell.
Well, it's considered hell, you know.
But it's all, like I said, you still have to believe in it, right? It's like, hello, that's a different podcast. Let's go on.
Okay. Well, my point is, you're just going to look around and you go, wow, where did this new world come from? You know, all of these things that have sucked for the last 2.5, 3 years are getting better. People are being kinder. You know, people are helping each other on an individual peer-to-peer basis in a way that has not been allowed for a long time. Because if you don't fit inside of the corporate structure, right? You know, I I can't put turmeric, let me see for a second. Turmeric, cayenne pepper, roasted garlic, and ginger into 2 ounces of honey and sell it to you without some sort of permission on food prep from the government.
Yeah.
Okay. That is how the structure of the world that we currently live in has divided and conquered us for 2,000 years. Well, maybe not that long for that rule, but you get what I'm saying. You know,
I think it has been 2,000 years.
So that you have to go through a particular hierarchy in order to have access to opportunity, right? And that will have to fall away. My knowledge will benefit you. Your knowledge will benefit me. Her knowledge will benefit them. And everyone rises.
And that's oneness. And that is the age of Aquarius.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So today's winner. Thank you so very much. Congratulations to this week's winner, Michelle Mascal.
Yay, Michelle! Yay! It's Michelle!
Congratulations.
It's okay. Oh, that's awesome.
And
She's one of my good friends.
Awesome. Yay. So yeah, you can pick Krista if you want, or you could pick me, or you could pick Damaris. All right, Michelle? So for you and for anybody else who may not know what I'm talking about, each week, the Three Crones give away a 30-minute reading. Now, if you pick me, it'll be intuitive tarot. If you pick Miss Krista, it will be a crystal reading. And if you pick Miss Damaris, it will be a numerology reading. So just reach out to one of us in Facebook Messenger and say, I pick you, and we will get you on our schedule as quickly as we can, okay? So for anyone else out there who did not win today, please know that we are at your beck and call. We are your beck and call, girls. Well, you can reach out to us for particular services that we offer. Not every service is offered, but particular services.
No booty call there. Sorry.
Like,
yeah, no. I may live in the Netherlands. Yeah, no, that's different.
Can I get a booty call?
That was funny, though.
It's okay. I don't think you heard Kevin.
Can I get a booty call?
What did he say?
Go ahead, say it again.
Can I get a booty call?
only from her. You have to be in the same time zone.
Excellent. Good.
These days I'm going to make Kevin the winner.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, everybody, thank you so much. You have no idea what this show does to brighten my day. I'm sure for Krista and Damaris as well. Thanks for taking this time with us. Thank you so much for all of your contributions, ladies, and all of you who support this show, and even Kevin too.
Yes.
Take care. And we'll see you again in another week, my dears. Mwah! Bye-bye.